about the difference between, obviously, last night's game and tonight's game?
Other than just the win and loss? I think last night we had 20 guys committed, and even though we didn't dominate for 60 minutes, we obviously dominated for the majority of it. And the rest of it we just kind of hung on and stuck in there. And tonight, we just couldn't really get anything going. It didn't really seem like guys could really get a handle on the puck. Couldn't get the bounces, and they were kind of like I said earlier, that seems to happen to the team that works the hardest. And most of the time, hockey's a pretty honest sport, and the most hardworking team wins. And tonight, that was definitely the case.
Can you put your finger on it? I mean, you've been on teams up in NHL, AHL here. You've seen this before. Can you put a finger on why sometimes the effort is there, and maybe sometimes maybe it's not effort that's not there, but just the commitment, maybe?
Yeah, that's the sport, that's the game. That's why it's fun to come back 24 hours later and get back at it and see what happens. You just never know what's going to happen. And the two things you can control is pretty much your attitude and hard work, and that's it. And if you can deal with bounces, you can deal with mistakes as long as guys are working hard. And if we got 20 guys working hard, and you can just tell with the attitude in the room, I think there's guys that aren't feeling too good about themselves tonight.
Coach talked about how he could tell, he sees the shoulders slump, the heads go down a little bit. I mean, as an athlete, how do you block that? I mean, I'm sure it's not the easiest thing to block right out.
No, it's hard. It comes with age, and yet us old guys still run into frustration every now and then, unfortunately, and so does everyone else for that matter. And it's just something you deal with. You got to do your best to just kind of put a smile on your face and come back to work and be professional. And then, like I said, all you can do is just work hard and hope the bounces come from there.
And Coach mentioned he doesn't think it's really about hard work. It's just a mistake here, a mistake there that ends up in the back of the net. And it seems like that's been the difference in a lot of the losses. It's a mistake or two.
Yeah, that's pro hockey. That's pro hockey. You can't make mistakes. Guys are too good. Guys are too skilled. Whether it's the American League, NHL, Europe, whatever it is, offensive guys are looking for those chances and are ready to jump on them. So you just have to make sure that you're the team that doesn't give any up.
And coming away from the first period with the lead, did you still feel like you guys were being outplayed?
Yes. Yeah, actually that was one of the things we talked about in the first, after the first period, was that we were pretty lucky there. Mac made some pretty big saves. They missed some opportunities, but they really took it to us in that first, and we were lucky to come out with 1-0 lead. And, it's just unfortunate. A lot of times I've seen that where teams have kind of bounced back and rallied around it and turned it around and made it a great game, and unfortunately went the other way.
After a loss like tonight, where do you start when you go back at it tomorrow? What's the first thing you guys gotta do? Is it effort? Is it just one thing, or is there just a multitude of things?
I think the most important thing is to wake up in the morning and stay positive and remember it's another game and another day, and you know what, we might work hard and get the bounces tomorrow afternoon.
I know Coach's big phrase last year was enjoy it or worry about this until your head hits the pillow.
Yeah.
Does it seem like that's still the attitude that's being taken in the locker room, or does it seem like guys are taking a loss like this and kind of carrying it over?
No, I think the guys are doing a pretty good job of staying positive. It's not easy. I've been on teams where you just the harder you push, the more things seem to go wrong, and that's kind of what we're battling a little bit right now, I think. And sometimes when you push, you stop thinking and you just start chasing that puck and puck staring, and that's kind of the death of a hockey player right there. And I think that's kind of a little bit what you're seeing. You're seeing guys just small little mistakes, and the other teams are just taking advantage of it. And there aren't too many teams in pro hockey that are good enough to make small mistakes and still win hockey games.
Thank you, Mike.